up, Leo gang? Welcome to my channel, Tarot by the Intuitive Teacup. That's me. My name is Annie, and we're going to read your tarot cards today. This will be a general reading for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. And of course, everyone is welcome in this reading. I do ask that you come in with an open heart, with an open mind, and only take away what resonates with you, what motivates you, empowers you, inspires you. That's what I want to do here with my tarot readings. So if that's not how you're feeling during this reading, you're welcome to click off, right? It may be the message isn't meant for you this week, or it just doesn't resonate at this time, so feel free to check back at a later date, okay? You are in control of all your own actions and decisions, so do keep that in mind as I give you this optional advice and guidance, okay? Here we go. For Leo, what can I tell Leo? 8 of Pentacles, all right, so work. I heard work hard, play hard. Let's see, King of Coins. You're working towards a bigger job offer, or you're impressing the boss, and then you have a decision up ahead. Are you, for some of you, this actually feels like, are you going to stay at this job? What are the intentions of this King of Coins, or whoever this boss figure is? It could be a female, of course. What is this? What is their intention here? The Emperor. So they have a lot of expectation. They have high expectations, and they're very serious. They're very hardworking. Tell me a little bit more. I have 2 people. Now I have 3 people. Goodness. Okay, honestly, okay, thank you. I was going to say, this could be romantic, but here's what I think it is for a lot of you. Only take what resonates. I feel like some of you maybe, I'm not sure if you're aware of this, and some of you are gunning for like a promotion or a management position, or to be up among like I'm hearing higher ups or hierarchy, something like that. It's almost like in metaphor, this King of Coins is looking for his Queen of Pentacles, and they're looking at you wondering if like you have the potential to fit that role. So let's just call it a collaboration or a partnership. It doesn't have to be marriage. This is not gender-based. I'm just simply talking about the cards here, King and Queen. These two work very well together, no matter their gender, right? They're very practical. They're very... there's a dedication, there's a loyalty, anything that is kind of earth and pentacle based. It's like digging in the earth. It's going to take time to nurture that flower, right? You have to give it water and sunlight. So there's a mentality to the King and Queen of Pentacles, aka Earth, right? That's what sort of the Pentacles represent. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, a lot of earthy energy here, where they're in it for the long haul. So this is probably a business that has existed for a while. If that's not the case, it's a business that will potentially have a lot of longevity, because there's a lot of love and nurturing and dedication that goes into the building of it, the structure. For some of you, this feels like a job or something where they're expanding their locations or expanding their branches. Interesting, like a tree. That's actually really funny, earth energy here. So it could be that there's a leadership position that would open up in a new location, and whether you know it or not, they're definitely looking to you like, wow, Leo's been really consistent. Could we picture them in that role? Of course, some of you know you're already interviewing for it. Others of you, this opportunity may not have quite made itself known yet or come along yet. But with that, then it goes to the 2 of Swords. So then there's this weighing out of the decisions. She wears a blindfold because the answers to this predicament, this scenario, this opportunity, the answers exist within. It really has nothing to do, I say, with sort of getting external validation or, not praise, but I did hear that, external... approval, validation, support, championing from those around. It's really like, well, what does your heart tell you? Are you interested in this enough to stay? The thing is, I think most of you are going to get an offer to do something bigger or greater than you're currently doing now. For a lot of you, it looks like the same company, but I also think that this 2 of Swords she's literally at a crossroads. I think there's an opportunity for you to go rogue and do something either by yourself or something that feels a little bit more risk-takey. I know that's not a word, but it is here at the Intuitive Teacup. It's risk-takey. Sorry, I'm such a nerd. This feels like a startup or something that like your best friend is, like getting up and running, and you're like, ooh, like I'm kind of tempted by that. That sounds like it could be good for me. But again, because it's being matched up against this earth energy, there's something with the magician. I just want to say it's new. You know, with the magician, they have all the aces, the cups, pentacles, swords, and wands, all the aces. The tools are on their table, but they need to manifest with them, right? They need to utilize those tools, those elements to create, right? This is a big card of creation, Mercury energy, information, technology. It could be a very tech-savvy startup. You may be creating an app or doing something. I'm almost wanting to say, and I don't mean to offend, this isn't an ageist thing, something a little more like millennial-esque or something that is more relevant to culture nowadays. I'll put it that way. You know, it doesn't matter the age, right? This isn't an ageist comment. It's just there's something more youthful and young and hip about this. Typically, earth signs, they do get slapped with this reputation. It's not true for all earth signs, but there's something much more traditional, something much more set in stone. It's more conservative. It's always been done this way, so if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'm not saying this isn't up and coming and it isn't cutting edge in its own way, but I want to say like there's something that it has a greater history. It has much more of a legacy than this. And the reason being, it's been succeeding, King of Pentacles, for so long that a new opportunity is coming where, to me as a reader, these two are hand in hand. I don't see the king as above the queen. I just don't. I think that's kind of very archaic in terms of the gender thing. So, I mean, these two are collaborators to me. It's not one ups the other. It's they work together. They have to, right? And that's how they build the empire. You do have kind of like three people here, so I'm wondering if there's a lot of competition for this role. For most of you, though, this feels like there may be other people applying for it, and you may be the last to do it just on a whim, or maybe you don't think you qualify, but I don't know. I just want to say the boss has their eye on you, but in a good way. They're sizing you up for a bigger opportunity. You can choose to view this through a romantic lens. If this is like your dating life, you know, you are just as much of an active participant in this reading as me. For most of you, this feels very money-centric and job-oriented. So let's talk a little bit more about this one, this kind of rogue opportunity. I do think this does have to do with finding a good match, if it's not collaboration, just a good fit of, you know, a job that you will, yes, enjoy, but fulfillment. A job you will feel fulfilled doing. You'll feel proud to work there. There's a sense of enjoyment, but also it will allow you to thrive and live, right? It will fill your bank account in a sense. This one could be much more artistic, or especially involving writing or storytelling or working with children. Yeah, there's something very youth-centric about this one, and very much associated with Leo anyway. This one could also be helping. I have trouble with these words. It's I always get to underdeveloped. What I'm trying to get at is minorities, but that's not the right word in terms of people who have been excluded or on the fringes of society. Like this could be something like the LGBTQ community or something like that. So people who have in history they've sort of been pushed aside, so you're being an advocate, a humanitarian. It's like you're putting a spotlight on, what is the word? Not underprivileged, not underdeveloped, unseen. I know this is clunky, I apologize, but it's like you're bringing a spotlight to those who it's their moment to shine because they have been neglected throughout history. There's something very humanitarian-esque about this other job. You might be an advocate of some kind. Whew, that was a mouthful. I'm sorry, that took me so long to get there. And it might even be through art or marketing or demonstrations, like big banners, and it could be online too. But yeah, raising awareness for some. That's what I mean. It's like this kind of new startup or this like age or I don't know what is the term. This like age-long problem that you're helping to shed more light on. Tell me a little bit more about this. There's a much more relaxed environment. You're not judged on your appearance here. There's something about you can show up in like tattered jeans and you're just one of the gang. So I don't know if that appeals to you or if you're like, ew, that's gross. This one feels much more corporate, and ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm not gonna like crap on it or whatever. There's more of there's more tradition here. It's like you show up with the tie and you go to your desk, and like I don't know, there's just more of there's codes of conduct and standards that have been sort of is memorialized. Like, I don't know, there's a set standard with this one. This one not so much. This one's more loosey goosey, but it might end up being very political. You got to put on your war face. You're definitely kind of market research or something. You may be doing something with market research. You might be recruiting here as well too, like looking for new candidates to bring on board for whatever this is. There's like a big recruiter vibe here. Like, who can join our team? You may be searching online or conducting like in-person interviews or something like that. There could be a very strong collaboration with a Gemini or a Virgo here. Very mercurial energy. And there's a side of this that is actually very spiritual. There may be groups that meet together, and I don't necessarily think it's like a prayer group, but it's something like something of a mutual interest. You guys come together, and it feels more therapeutic, or it's almost like, I don't know, it's sort of like kumbaya around the campfire is the vibe I'm getting. But it's nice. It's like people can unwind and just be their authentic self around each other. There's like like a work fam, but I think it extends beyond that. There may even be retreats involved. Like, this seems very hip. This seems very cool. But it seems like there's a really important reason behind it. Give me one more on this. What is the Virgo shining light on here? Because this appeals to the side of you that is tremendously caring and kind and empathetic. The Page of Cups, for people who feel like they lack love, or again didn't get the time or love or attention they deserved. It's like you help to nourish them. It's like you have extra love in your cup to give out. And so this, again, very humanitarian. You have to have a big heart to do this. It may pull at your heartstrings. It may be difficult to do this at times, because it's almost like you want to save the world. And so there may be a humbling lesson that you can only do so much, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't try. This could grow over time, but I definitely see there being a lot of like trial and error here. And then, so give me a few on this. This one, there's like an uproot of the center location or the center hub, this like King and Queen of Pentacles, the person looking for like the new boss in charge. You may be going up against an earth sign for this if you're interviewing for it. I feel like, there's like an uproot from the city to like another branch. Ace of Cups. Queen of Wands. I feel like, I don't want to offend, but there's something here. It's almost like, do you feel like you're selling out for the money? And this is not me judging you at all. This is something that you're contemplating. Like, if I take this offer, am I being true to what my heart wants, or am I being really tempted by, six figures or whatever it is? There's definitely something you see a lot of potential in, but I just see you very contemplative of like, but do I accept that cup? Is it really what I want, or am I being dazzled with the price tag? Or the thing is, like, you guys know, I'm not going to tell you, there is no right or wrong answer. You do truly have to go with your gut. I can only kind of read the vibes of the cards. The other thing I'll say about option B, this kind of maybe startup, side hustle, creative, humanitarian, maybe something with children type thing, I do see you being frustrated with obstacles or boundaries, more so in terms of pushback. Like, oh, we have this great demonstration and we're going to go here and do it, but there's a lot of red tape to get permission, to get copyright, to uphold or maintain that space. There's a lot of, and they have to do with like very Saturnian, planet Saturn, like obstacles, constriction, police, government. There's just a lot of red tape involved in whatever you're trying to do here. Again, doesn't mean you shouldn't do it, but I do see there being annoyances and frustration here. This, again, it feels like the system has been set in place for so long, so maybe you're being brought on board to bring kind of some innovative ideas to what has already been established. This one seems to have a lot more security and safety. I know this is, kind of silly, but this almost seems like the one that would have like great dental and vision and, like health benefits. This one, I don't know. But you may end up realizing you're far more passionate, and it's almost like the struggle and the challenge at the end of the day really invigorates you to come in like guns a-blazing. Like there's something about this that it really it likes your fire. It stokes your fire. It there's something about it that I think is tremendously exciting to you despite the obstacles, because it's almost like you see it as a puzzle or a challenge to work your way through the red tape. Does that make sense to anyone out there? Ace of Cups. And let's, like, Queen of Wands, that's fire, right? Aries, Leo, Sag. So if this is you, if you are in competition, again, these are general tarot messages. I think it's very likely this position will go to you if you are in competition with someone else. Because the thing is, it's like your boss or your manager, whoever is overseeing you, they thought of you for the role before you even applied for it. I almost get the idea that through word of mouth, it's like someone nudges you like, Leo, you should apply for this. Like, and you're like, I should? And so I don't know if it's not that you hadn't thought of it or you just weren't interested, and it might be because you're a little bit jaded. I have to be honest. Some of you feel like you're at this job, and it's not that you hate it, you're just kind of over it. And it might be because you already have this idea that you're gonna, I don't know, work with your friend or move over to this sort of new-ish, or, again, I hate to use the word youngish, but I don't know how else to describe it, kind of millennial-esque kind of thing. It might even be something with graphic design, too. Anyway, some of you already have it in your head that you may actually either apply for this position, or it might be an automatic in because you know people. You're, like, networking to get into this sort of thing. Like nepotism, sort of, is what I'm getting here. Yeah, are you burnt out here? Are you still stimulated and like raring to go and excited to show up to work every day? Again, that's where I don't mean to offend, but that whole like sellout mentality, not necessarily my words, like yes, I know it is in my tarot reading, but I think it's more you like, just because it's a bigger paycheck, is that going to make me want to do the work even more? I think some of you are questioning it, and there's nothing wrong with that. Again, you kind of know the answer to that. That's just sort of the vibe I'm getting from the cards. Anything else I can tell Leo about making this decision? And it's funny, I would challenge you to, if you were kind of single or dating or whatever, not committed or married, although actually I'm not even going to say that, whatever your relationship status is, I would challenge you to even kind of think, does this sort of relate to dating options? If you are on the fence about a person, is there one that's more traditional? One that wants the ring or marriage versus the one who's maybe a little bit younger, maybe desires freedom, a little bit unattached, but very creative, very artistic, very, I would say liberal, I'll be honest. Politically, this feels very left, right? Anyway, it might be romantic for some of you. This has a lot of earth attached to it and maybe some female fire, Aries, Leo, Sag. Definitely Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn on this side. Again, it's not that if this is romantic, it's not that you don't love them. It's just that you're like, but will it nourish me? Is it delicious still, or is it just kind of familiar? Is it too traditional? And also some Aries with the Emperor showing up on this side too. Over here again, I just have kind of Mercury energy, so that could be an air sign, I suppose, especially Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and maybe some Virgo here. Just to give those who are seeking confirmation in terms of zodiac signs. You have options for sure, and the thing is, these are not the only two options. The further down the road you get, there will be more too, and of course there will be, right? There's always going to be jobs out there. It's just scary when we're making the leap sometimes, but it doesn't have to be, right? Again, the Two of Swords says you need to do what is right for you. You don't need to consult everybody under the sun. You don't need to be people-pleasy of mom, dad, this person, that person, boyfriend, girlfriend. Even children, right? I always say, you can't pour from an empty cup. It's like, put your oxygen mask on before you help your child. You need to earn a living and not feel burnt out at the end of the day, right? So you need to enjoy your life. So it really does start with this decision and how it affects you, what you want the most. The King of Swords. He is the ultimate decision maker. He acts upon truth and logic, statistics, information, analysis, the data. He makes head over heart decisions, which I think is very important, right? He looks very artistic, though, to me. I will say that. He's very clever with his words. He's excellent in writing. Again, that sword energy. It's all sort of about kind of your mental agility here. So, opportunities in writing, and I mean, he likes being the king, right? There's a there's a peace of mind that knowing that he gets to be on top. And it's very much tied to Aquarian energy. Isn't that interesting? So, I mean, I'm neutral. You guys can take whatever job you want. I almost feel like the King of Swords because it does have to do with writing and humanitarianism and friendship groups, large groups of people where we sacrifice our own identity and ego to merge with the group and give a voice to the people. That's very Aquarian-esque. That actually reminds me a lot of this. In fact, a person who you may be joining forces with, especially a male air sign, this could be like their startup company, or again, especially an Aquarius. So, I don't know, just based on that, this card just says, you know, decisions, information, logic. Look at the facts, look at the numbers, look at the, I don't know, the location, the commute times. Like, analyze the information. That's going to help you make the decision. And I mean, let's not forget, are you happy here? The High Priestess says, you already know. There's nothing here that I can't tell you. The answers are within. That's what the High Priestess is. She's your intuition. Yeah, I'm gonna say it. I think a lot of you may end up trying this new thing, and the beautiful part about it is that you can always course correct, right? If you try this for a bit and you don't like it, not all is lost. There will always be more opportunities in the future. So, as I would say to everybody watching this, and every zodiac sign for that matter, just make sure you're making decisions out of your inner truth and not out of fear. Well, I know it, it's familiar, so I'm gonna stay here. Or again, the opposite, like, you know, if you're justifying it because you're afraid to, I don't know, take the promotion because I don't deserve it. I'm not as smart as the CEO, or, you know, whatever it is. I don't think that's a very Leo-esque thing to say, but whatever. Y'all are different out there. Just don't make decisions out of fear. Make it out of truth, clarity, logic. That's very much associated with, like, King of Swords energy. I'm hearing, like, magic trick, or what is this? The unexpected, like the ace up the sleeve. Is that the... I'm grasping at something, but I can't quite get it. It's like the unexpected. What is that? I don't know. It's going to come to me as soon as I finish your reading. I don't know. Anyway, I'm just going to show it to you. There's an element of surprise here. Something comes through that you don't see, but it ends up being very pleasing in the long run. So again, there's not a need to fear. Whatever changes you're making or what's coming in, there's like a beautiful blessing in disguise. I don't know what else to say. This is also very much connected to Cancerian energy for those who strongly resonate with Cancer, if you're cuspy or whatever. Some of you may actually go see like a tarot reader or a psychic or something about this. You may look at your birth chart deeper. Very much kind of like the psychic tarot reader of the zodiac. So anyway, all right, Leo, that's what I got for you. Please remember to like the video, subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and I will see you next week for more tarot readings. Bye, guys.